A cappuccino by the Danube for $2.60. A monthly transit pass for $28. A furnished apartment in one of Europe's most stunning capitals for $700 a month. Budapest was just named the #1 city in the world for digital nomads. And you can live here for under $1,600 a month. This is the real cost of living in Budapest, dollar by dollar. Here's what a typical month looks like in Budapest. Rent for a furnished one-bedroom apartment in the center runs $700 to $950, and that's in one of Europe's most beautiful cities. Food is shockingly affordable for the EU. Eating at local restaurants daily costs $200 to $300 a month. Mix in some nicer spots, and it's still only $300 to $400. A monthly transit pass covering metro, tram, and bus is just $28. A co-working space runs $80 to $170 a month. Add your phone plan at $20, internet at $25, health insurance at $25 to $100, and entertainment at $100 to $200, and your all-in monthly cost lands between $1,100 and $2,000. That's 44% cheaper than Lisbon on rent alone, and you're in the European Union. District 5 is the postcard Budapest, Parliament, the Danube, Basilica views. A one-bedroom here runs $950 to $1,080. District 7 is the Jewish Quarter, ruin bars, street art, and the heartbeat of Budapest nightlife. Expect $700 to $900 for a furnished flat. District 6 lines Andrassy Avenue. Think Opera House, elegant boulevards, and $650 to $850 for a one-bedroom. But the smart money is in District 13, residential, progressive, right along the Danube promenade, with one-bedrooms from $500 to $700. District 9 is the one to watch, rapidly gentrifying around the Central Market Hall, with rents from $550 to $750 and rising. Studios in the center start at $500. Two bedrooms run $800 to $1,200 depending on the district. If you want green space and quiet, Buda Hills offers houses with stunning views from $700 to $1,000. Utilities are reasonable: electricity, heating, and water for a one-bedroom total $90 to $100 a month. Internet is $25 for 300 megabits fiber. Quick tip: never rent from Airbnb long-term. The same apartment that costs $1,200 on Airbnb goes for $700 on a direct lease. Use Facebook groups like Flats for Rent Budapest, and always view in person before signing. Landlords here prefer longer commitments. 6 months gets you 15 to 20% off. Eating out in Budapest is 45% cheaper than France or Germany. A hearty bowl of goulash at a local restaurant costs $5.50 to $7.50. A mid-range restaurant with 2 courses runs $10 to $20 per person. Fine dining starts at $30, and that's genuinely world-class. Street food is where Budapest shines. Langos, that deep-fried bread topped with sour cream and cheese, is $2 to $3. Chimney cake is $2 to $4. A cappuccino at a trendy cafe is $2.60, and a half-liter draft beer at a bar, $2 to $3. Ruin bars charge a bit more, $3 to $4 for beer, $7 to $10 for cocktails, but that's still half of what you'd pay in London or Paris. Groceries are remarkably cheap. Budget shopping runs $150 to $200 a month. A loaf of bread is $1.20. A liter of milk, $1.10. A dozen eggs, $2.50. Chicken breast is $5.50 a kilo. But here's something most people miss. Hungary is one of Europe's great wine countries. The Tokaj, Eger, and Villany regions produce world-class wines. A genuinely good bottle at the store costs $4 to $8. Tokaji Asu, the legendary sweet wine that Hungarian kings served to European royalty, starts at $15 a bottle. A full wine tasting experience in the city runs $15 to $40. Don't sleep on the Great Market Hall, the big iron structure by the Liberty Bridge. Ground floor is fresh produce at local prices. The upstairs food court has the best langos and goulash in the city for under $5. Healthcare in Budapest is surprisingly good and absurdly cheap. A private GP visit with an English-speaking doctor costs $50 to $120. Specialists run $60 to $150. But here's the real story. Budapest is one of Europe's top dental tourism capitals. A dental cleaning costs $40 to $70. That's 60% less than the US. A single dental implant with a crown runs $1,100 to $1,600 versus $3,000 to $5,000 back home. Full mouth reconstruction? $5,800 to $6,900 versus $15,000 to $25,000 in the States. Prescriptions are government subsidized with nominal copays. Basic health insurance for the White Card visa starts at just $300 a year. That's $25 a month for comprehensive coverage. Now the costs nobody talks about. A monthly BKK transit pass covering metro, tram, bus, and trolleybus is just $28, one of the cheapest in Europe. A 30-gigabyte phone plan is $19 to $20. Home internet is $25 for 300 megabits fiber. Hungary has the fastest broadband in Eastern Europe at 182 megabits average. A gym membership runs $38 to $60. Self-service laundry is $9 to $10 per load. Thermal bath entry at Second Europe's largest, is $37 on weekdays, $42 on weekends. And the White Card digital Nomad visa costs $75 to $300 depending on how you apply. You need to show $3,200 a month in income and carry health insurance. It lasts 1 year, renewable once. Budapest scores a 66 out of 100 on the safety index and ranks 10th among Europe's safest cities. The U.S. State Department rates Hungary at level 1, the lowest advisory level. As an EU and Schengen member since 2004, living here gives you access to 27 countries. The infrastructure is excellent. 4 metro lines, extensive tram network, and a major international airport. Vienna is 2.5 hours by train. Prague is 6.5. Bratislava is 2.5. One thing to know, Hungarian politics lean conservative under Orbán, and the government has clashed with the EU. But for daily life, it makes zero difference. The cafes are full, the internet works, and nobody cares about your passport color. Hungary's flat 15% income tax is one of the lowest in the entire EU. No complex brackets, everyone pays the same rate. English proficiency is high. Hungary ranks 22nd globally, and young Budapestians in the center speak it fluently. Most restaurants, shops, and services operate in English without issues. Banking is straightforward. OTP and K&H offer English language service, and Wise and Revolut work perfectly for international payments. Co-working is well developed. L'Office has 4 locations across the city with day passes at $10 and monthly plans from $130. Capter is the community favorite at $170 a month. You're never more than 10 minutes from a solid workspace. The Hungarian forint strengthened 17% against the US dollar in 2025, which means your dollars buy slightly less than they did a year ago. But Budapest is still dramatically cheaper than Western Europe. Inflation dropped from double digits in 2023 to just 2.1% in January 2026. The economy is accelerating. GDP growth forecast of 2.4% in 2026 and 3.1% in 2027. Hungary is required to adopt the euro as an EU member, but there's no timeline. The government prefers keeping its own currency. For digital nomads earning in dollars or euros, the math still works heavily in your favor. Budapest was named the #1 city in the world for digital nomads by the IWG in 2025, and the numbers back it up. Internet speeds average 182 megabits, the fastest broadband in Eastern Europe. There are 15 co-working spaces across the city, from budget at $80 a month to premium at 250. The Numbeo cost of living index rates Budapest at 52.5, nearly half the cost of New York. The white card digital Nomad visa is active, affordable, and renewable. Cafe culture here genuinely welcomes laptop workers. Nobody will rush you out after one coffee. Weekly Nomad mixers, workshops, and a growing co-living scene make the community easy to plug into. The best-kept secret for Nomads, District 13 along the Danube. Half the rent of District 7, fiber internet in every building, and the promenade is one of the best walking paths in the city. Smart nomads live in 13 and party in 7. This is something no other European capital can offer. Budapest sits on 123 natural thermal springs, the only major city in the world with this kind of geothermal wealth. Secondly is the crown jewel, Europe's largest medicinal bath complex. Picture yourself soaking in 38-degree mineral water in a Baroque courtyard while steam rises around you. Weekday entry is $37, weekends $42. Rudas is the hidden gem, a 16th-century Ottoman bath with a rooftop pool overlooking the Danube. Karali is the most intimate, original Ottoman architecture from the 1500s. The iconic Gellert is closed for renovation until 2028, but when it reopens, it'll be spectacular. These baths aren't tourist traps. Locals use them daily. It's part of the culture. Budapest has the 4th best nightlife on the planet, and it centers on the ruined bars. Simpla Kurt is the original, a crumbling apartment building turned into a multi-room wonderland of mismatched furniture, fairy lights, and cheap drinks. Beer is $3 to $4, cocktails $7 to $10. The Hungarian State Opera House, recently renovated, hosts world-class performances starting at just $10 a seat. The Sziget Festival in August is one of Europe's biggest music festivals. A Danube River cruise at sunset costs $15 to $25 and gives you Parliament, the Chain Bridge, and Buda Castle lit up in gold. Buda Castle, Fisherman's Bastion, the Great Market Hall. There's genuinely more culture here than most people expect. Let's compare. Versus Lisbon, the digital nomad darling. Budapest is 19% cheaper overall and 44% cheaper on rent. A one-bedroom costs $700 versus Lisbon's $1,200. A monthly transit pass is $28 versus $47. Versus Prague, Budapest is 24% cheaper including rent, with faster internet and better nightlife. Bangkok is still cheaper overall, but Budapest gives you something Bangkok can't: EU membership, Schengen access, and European legal protections. On the Numbeo index, where New York is 100, Budapest scores 52.5, meaning your dollar goes nearly twice as far. The internet is the fastest among all these options at 182 megabits. For a European base, nothing beats the value. Budapest rents grew 4% in 2026, a slowdown from 6 to 9% growth in mid-2025. Foreign buyers and remote workers are pushing up prices in districts 5, 6, and 7. The white card digital nomad visa is active, accepted, and renewable for up to 2 years. The economy is accelerating. GDP growth forecast at 3.1% for 2027. The Gellert baths reopened in 2028 after a massive renovation. Co-living spaces are expanding. Airbnb regulations are tightening, which may free up more long-term rental supply. The window to lock in affordable rents in central Budapest is still open, but it's narrowing. So here's the bottom line. Budapest gives you European Union membership, world-class culture, thermal baths, legendary nightlife, and the fastest internet in Eastern Europe, all for $1,100 to $2,000 a month. It was named the #1 city for digital nomads in 2025. Rent is 44% cheaper than Lisbon. The flat 15% tax rate is the lowest in the EU. And there's simply no other capital on earth where you can soak in a 500-year-old Ottoman bath, walk to a ruined bar, and still have money left over. If this breakdown helped you picture life in Budapest, subscribe and hit the bell for more cost of living deep dives. Like this video if Budapest surprised you. And leave a comment. Which district would you choose? The ruined bars of District 7, the Danube views of District 13, or the elegance of District 6?